Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Charlie's Angel Stream. How is everybody this fine June 31st Saturday? Hey, KB3D. Hey, Linus. Hey, Sanity. Hey, Lars. Hey, are you kidding? Hey, Daniel. Hey, Malfrey and what is that? Voodoo and Joseph. Hey, Jose and Morden and Derek and Steve. Hey, Zabrin and Jen, James and Mitchell and Jordy and Jokernut. How's everyone doing? That's as far as I'll scroll right now. It has been a busy last month. I hope everybody enjoyed the Pooch's Trident build. I had a ton of fun with that. It was just a lot of work. Oh, I need to stand over here. Okay. Is the Murph shirt better than the Rocky Mountain shirt one? Yes, infinitely better because I didn't get a Rocky Mountain one. So, Derek, thanks for being a member. 14 months, wow. Hey, Mad Shemmy. Hey, BA. Hey, Shadell. Hey, Fusion Lit. And Balint from Hungary, welcome. Definitely enjoyed the Pooch streams, awesome. I had a ton of fun with those. I wasn't sure how that was gonna go. I'm very pleased. So, yeah, so today's kind of I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do today. I had a few options. I had a plan up until late last night of what I was going to do, and then it changed last second because I wasn't quite sure I had permission to do what I wanted to do. Turns out this morning I have permission, so we might do a couple of things today. Depends on how much time we have. So, hey Anton, hey Sean, hey Troy, and Tuxedo and Duff. Canada Day. What is Canada Day? I want to look up what Canada Day is because I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out. Formerly known as Dominion Day, is the National Day of Canada. Federal statutory holiday that celebrates the anniversary of Canadian Confederation, which occurred on July 1st, 1867. Awesome. Happy Canada Day. Oh, and I've got a, come here, Charlie. He's on the little shelf here. Oh, I got your spine. Let's go this way, I think. There we go. Like Independence Day for us. Awesome. New workshop. So this is my house is arranged with a single car garage, and perpendicular to that is a 2-car garage. This is the 2-car garage, and I set this up because there is not nearly enough room in the other garage for 2 people to stream from. And with the Pooch build going on, I set this up so that we could stream over here, and it worked really well. I'm not sure I'm super thrilled with it though, so I may do some more moving around and arranging. So, which every streamer was as personable and honesty that's like gold standard that all streamers should strive for. Thank you, Matt Jimmy. I appreciate that. We're just here to have fun, chill, get some builds done. So we will see. You will probably see some changes over the next couple of months in how I have my setup. I am putting a new shed in the backyard. So that's gonna relieve some storage space. So I'm hoping that will make some room for the, a little more room in the other garage for streaming. Because I would rather stream from where I do my main bit of work, and I don't work on printers over here. It means, as you saw in the Pooch builds, going back and forth between the 2 shops when I forget something. So, anyway, where are the cars? On the driveway. On the driveway, which I just washed both of them last night. So they are nice and clean, but they're outside, so they'll get dusty pretty quick. Fireworks show this year has been replaced with the drone show. Yeah, and especially in areas and all the fires up there, but similar here in California. So many fires, they're really cracking down on illegal fireworks. Did you get the foundation dug for the shed? No, I mean, the build series this last June took up pretty much all my extra time. So I'm getting kind of stabilized, back to stabilized, and I'll be able to hopefully get that done here soon. I did pre-order the shed, so I'm on a timeline now. So, BA, remember I asked, I have taller prints on my Trident for 1.5 millimeter with Klipper bed mesh settings, fade, or some of the others I commented out. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's good to know, BA, thanks. I do remember you asking that. And it did seem like an odd number to be a rotation distance thing, but that was what immediately came to my mind. So yes, it's gonna be hot. I am very grateful for my mini split setup. So, quality Charlie time today. So Charlie, if you haven't heard, Charlie is not doing great. He did not go in for surgery because the pre-op x-rays, he was there, he was ready to go. Pre-op x-rays showed that it was probably not a stone. If it was a stone, he would have surgery, remove it, and hopefully feel better and get back to better health. Unfortunately, it's a mass, which means the vet says there's a very high likelihood that it's cancer. So he is back home and we're keeping him comfortable and he's getting daily treats. So it is tough, but he has been the best cat ever. And he will hopefully continue to be for at least a little while longer. He will, as long as he's eating, which he is, then he's feeling okay. We're monitoring his behavior, and so far it's stable, but expectations are not super high. So I'm at the very least, I'm very pleased to have been able to share him. So, yep. So it's something that's been on the mind for a long time, but unfortunately, I think we're getting relatively close. So I appreciate everybody here, though. And like I said, I'm glad to have shared him. He's a character. I mean, all his climbing on the printers and on me. So, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to be right back because I just remembered I got to show something off. Speaking of Charlie, I will be right back, and we will get a little bit of Dancing Max to hopefully lighten the mood slightly. I'll be right back because I forgot. Okay, I'm back. See, that's the problem with this split garage thing is having to bounce back and forth. So what I did want to show, because this is awesome, and Chris is here. Chris gave me something at Midwest Rep Festival that's really cool, and I need to find a place for it. So check this out. Isn't that awesome? And thanks again, Chris. I really appreciate this. But a little clock I'm gonna put somewhere. Showcase some of Chris's new capabilities and making things, and yeah. So that'll get hung up in the background somewhere. I'm not quite sure where, but we're gonna have it happen. So I wanted to show that off because I was a little floored when he handed that to me on the last day of the event. So today is supposed to be super chill because I need a chill day. But we're going to play around with the Tridex a little bit. And if we get through that with some time to still hang, we might work on the Mercury One a little bit because I got something I want to install on that. Hey, BBs. New CAN boards, yes. So if anybody was aware, I had trouble with the Mellow SB2040 CAN Toolhead boards. A couple of capacitors on them were frying. And there are two capacitors in between 24 volts and signal going to the fans. So only the fans were failing. It blew them, catastrophically failed, blew traces. I was able to correct them, repair them, but Mellow did send me replacement boards, and they're the V2 boards. So we're gonna set those up. And one of the things I want to check on those is if by chance they run any cooler. I did measure the exterior temperature on the cover here yesterday as kind of a comparison. They get up to about 41 or 42 C on the plastic stealth burner cover, the wiring cover. So, yeah. So that's what we're gonna play around with today. Talk about any questions about Murph, about upcoming projects. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna be at Open Sauce. So Voron's gonna have a table there. And we will be petting Charlie as much as he wants. Let's see if he ends up going and chilling on his little bed I put there. Okay. I think we are going to check out. So this, while we're here, let me show you a little what my setup looks like now, even as opposed to what I was using for Pooch's stream. So today we've got a monitor for OBS, a monitor for the stream and chat, and then a monitor to share with folks, all on my table here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this, but we're trying something a little different. And then we got Tridex there, over shoulder camera there, overhead camera there, this little janky setup, and then the face camera over there. So that is what we'll be working with today. Now, what my concern is, that once I put the printer in front of me here, I'm gonna be obscured of seeing the main monitor that I run off of. We'll see. This is a good time to test it. Can you move out of the garage? So I'm into the other garage, but I think I'm gonna lean towards rearranging the other garage to make it work better. I'd rather do all my work in one spot. This table surface is just an MDF sheet, 3/4 inch MDF sheet, but I sanded and put a coat, several coats of polyurethane on it. It does roll around, but I've got the wheels locked right now. I have not had a chance to check out that LED effect plug-in yet. Nope. Yeah, this table, I don't know if I might be able to get a decent, oops. Let me see if I can get a decent shot here. This is this table. There's Charlie. He doesn't mind the cable. But this is a open builds extrusion table. I was gonna use it for the Shapeoko router, but it's too flimsy. But it seems to work pretty well for this. But it's all V-slot extrusions, and there's a shelf there. And set that there. Maybe hang the monitors from a frame at eye height when standing up. It's, yeah, there's lots of, I could get some monitor stands and actually turn this into more of a modular streaming station, but the table's 4 feet deep. And that is nice. It's 4 feet deep and 5.5 feet wide. So on my V0, I can't get the MCU fan to work. Do you have problems with it working? No, on V0, are you using a kit or pre-existing wiring? Is this the fan in the electronics compartment? You can't get it to work. So we'd be checking connection and voltage, right? Do you have are you using the right pin? Is the voltage set for the correct, for the fan? The LDO kit, the one in the electronics compartment. Yeah, I mean, the two basic things is whatever port you're plugging it into, match the voltage of the fan, and do you have the right, pin? Have it plugged into the Pico. But where in the Pico? So, hey, Arizona Cowboy 1. Okay, well, let's get started on this. I can, if you, fan 3 on the Pico. Well, let's find out. Let's do a little side here. Let's go VTT SKR Pico. Oops, my keyboard had to wake up. SKR Pico GitHub. Let's go over to the Pico GitHub and we go to hardware. We're gonna look at the pinout. Finally got my V2 serialized last week. Awesome. Congratulations, Ella. And you have it plugged into fan 3, which should be GPIO 20. So is it GPIO or do they just name it IO 20? I don't remember. But it should be IO 20. And it should be 12 or 24 volts, and that's basically based on your input voltage. So your fan should match. I have it GPIO 20. Is it GPIO on those? It should be, because it's a RP2040, so that's how they're named. So it should be GPIO 20 and then 24 volts. And it doesn't work? Try a different fan? Or is the configuration for it set up? Hey, Collie. Just got to ask, how's it working out with the 2 new furries? When do they arrive? We're not sure if they're going to arrive. Not sure yet. Given Charlie's condition, we don't really want to introduce something that he's not going to be comfortable with right now. And Charlie's problem right now is it causes him, so his issue causes him to pee outside the litter box. So we have to stay on cleaning up after him, which is not fun. And I really don't want to introduce new cats into the house that might start to think that that's okay and be around for a long term. So we're gonna have a discussion on that and figure out what we're gonna do. The config, so I have to plug it in something else. Okay. Well, it turns on when the bed heater, I believe, is on. So I set my controller fans like that up as heater fans, and I put them to the bed or the extruder, and then I set the temperature really low, so they're basically on all the time. Because I want at least one of them on all the time to cover the pie. And if the printer's on and the pie is on, I think the pie needs cooling. So just ordered a gray V0 frame with top hat and some carbon filter, going to be my 4th V0. Awesome. Yeah, so we do not want to introduce stress for Charlie. They are on a timeline for having to rehome the cats. So we may just have to pass, is the smart choice. That'll give us some time to to figure out what we want to do too. So, hey Boydie, welcome. Hey James, you can use the Pi's internal temperature sensor to switch on the cooling fans. Oh, you can. That's a good idea. Yep. But it's at a certain point, it's probably just going to be on all the time. Hey, oscillating decay. Hey, Stuart. He is really wanting to be up here. Let's see if he'll settle into his little spot here. We'll find out. Okay, let's get on. Let's try this one to change my camera angle here. It's always the CPA. That's where I adopted my two lunkheads. Oh yeah, when we are ready for that, we'll definitely be looking. First stream since subscribing, and I happen to be awake after coming home from barbecue. Awesome, welcome Shane. Okay, so this is my, if anybody doesn't know, this is Tridex, which is a Tridex Trident that we built on stream last fall through January. It was a long build series, interrupted by a couple of other builds. So, Martos, thank you for being a member. What's up with the new location? This is where I've been set up for streaming along with Pooch on the Trident build, and I haven't moved back. Hey, Lutian. Apparently I'm a member. I assume I must have missed who to thank for the gifting. So thank you, whoever it was. Welcome, Simon. So we're just gonna, okay, so let's do a couple of things here. Let's introduce what we're installing. So I've got a couple of boxes here, which are the new version 2 of the Mellow SB2040 boards. Smurf trip next time, then Steve, or maybe. Thanks for all the streams. Awesome. Yeah, I am working on my Smurf plans. Let's go here. So this is, oh, let's go here. This is the V2 of the SB2040. And when we pull one of these other ones out, we will get a comparison look at them. They are redesigned in several areas, especially in here where the fan circuitry was. Hey, Low Module. Welcome. Get a serial, do I need to get my back panel on? Technically, no. The only panel that you absolutely are required to have for a serial is the deck panel. And that's all safety based, making sure that you're separating your hands and work from the electronics area. So the deck panel, the deck panel here is the only one that is absolutely required for a serial. Everything else should be clean. Make it safe, make it neat. So, Zombie, welcome. Does Klipper support the 2240s properly yet? Did it not support it properly? It supported it. I've used them, but I wasn't aware of any problems. Thanks, Alexander. I had to take off the back to get cooling until I get the fan working. It prints though. Awesome. Okay, so let's pull the Toolhead boards off. Find my screwdriver. Oh, that's actually loose already. Okay, I think we're gonna have to pull the fan fronts off and everything. As far as I know, not all the features of the 2240 drivers are implemented yet. Okay. For basic operation, it seemed to work. I don't know what would be nice to have or not. Did your V1 Mellow boards explode after printing for a while or quickly? After printing for a while. I have a number of hours on mine worrying I need to move to Big Tree Tech. Here's the nice thing, Bill. It's a super easy fix if you're handy with a soldering iron. You could even preemptively do it if you want to. I'll show you once I get one of these off. I'll show you what the fix is. You can fix these yourself. Even if it's blown afterwards, it just takes a little bit more work. It's easier if you do it ahead of time though. Changing both boards. Yes, we're gonna change both boards. I'm gonna change one at a time right now though. We'll get it set up. I'm debating on whether we change one and then kind of shift gears to the other thing I wanted to do today. But we'll see. Because I do want to work on something else today because I want to use the Mercury One. I want to try something. Fortunately, between the V1 and V2, this part doesn't change. So I can just leave this as it is. I'm fascinated with the Tridex. I'm super keen on making one at some point. How's the general experience with it? General experience has been good. I need to catch up on any development that's happened in the configuration space. Let's see if I can take advantage of cameras. At least get a little better view here. There we go. Which board are we swapping to? We're swapping to the V2 version of this. Did you print your own parts for the Prusa Mark IV kit? I did not. We are opening the box. I have not even opened the box. We are opening the box and assembling it as it's intended to be done. I will later on be reprinting the parts, but for the first build, I want it to be, since it's an early build series, not many people have these yet. I got in early on the build. I wanted to do it as it came. Hey, Dutch dude. There you go, Charlie. He's exploring. I have all the parts for my Tridex. It's waiting on me now. So I got the V1 Mellow boards. I'll show you, I'll be able to show you a little more detail on what I mean on the, on fixing the V1 board. ASA Mark IV future stream sounds like probably. But I want to build it, I want to use it as Prusa intends to begin with. Let's see here. Hey, Andres. Mellow does provide a new board for free if it blows, or at least they did for me. And they should. They really should. But if anybody is handy and feels like repairing it themselves, it's not that tough. Okay, so okay. I'll get these out. The thing, you're absolutely right, Danny. It should not. Every single one of these board manufacturers have had something though. And what really should is hopefully it's not a trend with a manufacturer and how they deal with it. So let's see if I can get this shot here. So if you can see there, let me get a pointer. So right here, this is where I repaired it. There are two capacitors right here that both of them blew up and actually took the trace with it. Now you're repairing the trace that was there. This was connected between this pin and the side of whatever component that is. The capacitors went between 24 volts on this side and whatever this is. Just removing those capacitors removes the problem. On the V2 board, if you look at the schematics, the rest of the circuit is the same, just those capacitors don't exist. That is not something to Mellow. Mellow probably does not condone that fix, but I know it works. So I don't know if it's poor circuit design or component selection, component consistency and wherever their source was, but there's two capacitors that were right here. Basically I just removed both of those. Now I happened to do it after it blew, so then I had to repair the trace that was here, and I just repaired it by scraping the solder mask off and then using some flux and solder and a little wire to reform it. Also consider purchasing through one of us. Discord vendors can take quick care of you with warranty replacements. Absolutely. That is a good point, Chris. So if you are purchasing direct from AliExpress or whatever, then it is going to be a longer service time than through one of our awesome local vendors. And local, I know there are awesome vendors all over the world, so I mean local in the global sense. New workshop, sort of. This is my other garage that I'm set up because I have more room in here. So there are more caps that can blow. Mine had 2 more blown around the top edge of the board. Well, that's unfortunate, Bartos. I have not seen that. This is the most common failure, I think, are these two. But I want to get, I mean, that's another reason, get the V2 in there and see how it lasts over time. You come lay down on your, get Charlie. You got spider webs on your whiskers. He's been exploring. Okay, let's see here. So that one's out, and really I think it's just a matter of putting the other one in its place and getting a USB cable ran so we can flash it, get CAN boot on it, and get the rest of it going. KB3D, I have a V1 board but haven't put it in yet. Anything I should do proactively or just put it in and see what happens? So if you proactively make any of these repairs I'm talking about, you're going to avoid your warranty. So that's something you have to decide on. If I can find a board that is blown or older, I will make a quick video on that fix. If I can find 5 minutes, yeah. So just be aware. I had them blown. Mellow sent me 2 new ones, so I decided to try it and it worked. Funny thing is that it seemed kind of okay after I cleaned up the shorted leftovers. Still got the V2, as I think this is likely a component selection issue, yeah. Hey, Arthur. Get the capacitor breakdown voltage is borderline. Switching inductive loads on and off probably exceeded the cap's voltage rating. The likelihood is that I've used capacitors with a voltage rating that is too close to the supply voltage. Just because the capacitor is rated to say 30 volts, it won't last long if it is getting hot. Agreed. All of that is very valid. Okay. Let's see here. And all this stuff in here, set to put it back in the... Charlie, where are you? Oh, you're over at the computer. Don't turn it off, please. V2 has easier access to the pin on the side that is covered in the V1. How does it? What's going to be better? Put my finger through the front of the, or through the top of the plexi. You gonna go up there? Awesome. Look at that cat climb. He's still got it. He's still got it. Hi, kitty. Maybe some of the EMC interference that makes them blow. I've seen a lot of caps blown this way during pre-certification testing. Okay. Just hope he doesn't pee up there. It's fine. It's acrylic. It's easy to clean up. Fortunately, most of our house is laminate flooring, so, or vinyl planks, not laminate. Laminate would be terrible with cat pee, but vinyl planks are easy to clean up. You gonna just chill up there? You can settle in. The high voltage probe connector is almost impossible to get to on the V1 and SB. Oh, really? Okay, I am assuming all the pinouts are the same. Go. Crown the stream with a 2-color print. It's June 31st after all. We'll see where we get. It's kind of the goal is to get a few things done that I've been wanting to do, and one of them is get this thing back up and running. But I also want to get my Mercury One going. Oh, there you go. Ready to chill down here, Charlie? Let's go to sleep right there. It's the Charlie cam now, yep. Also, the combination of heat and vibration probably doesn't make it easier for the cap. There are special caps rated for high vibration environments. Okay, that's all back together. So I think fan housing back on, and then we'll run a USB cable down to the deck and get CAN boot on there and get it flashed. Must make you happy that Charlie is still so active. Yeah, for sure. As long as he's active, he's feeling good, and that's what's important right now. He has lost a ton of weight. He has. He's eating, and he's eating. He's eating, and he's not gaining weight. The other thing new for me that we've talked about a little bit is I'm trying contacts, and we're narrowing down on a prescription. I'm very, very encouraged. The prescription I have right now works really well at distance and pretty good up close. I can use my phone and stuff like that without problems, but the really close stuff isn't great. So I think I'm gonna be looking at another iteration of the prescription to try to get a little more up close. I've got multifocal lenses in right now. Do they ever specify part numbers for passive components? On what? I don't know. Our 20-year-old was like that. He would eat but barely keep his weight. Yeah. Hopefully he's gonna settle into his little sleepy spot and I can turn the Charlie cam on. Okay, so this one can go over here in the box, and then we can turn this thing on its side and get a USB cable in there. I think. Let's move this over here. Did the Voron design team ever consider using magnets for the stealth burner cover? No, not at all. So here's a big reason why. If you look at stealth burner here, you have two pieces. You have Clockwork 2 and the Toolhead. They are not, one of the problems we saw on Afterburner, where there was a hinge here on the front, is with extrusion pressure, those two pieces could move apart a little bit. One of the fan cover here becomes structural by screwing into Clockwork 2 here and sandwiching the Toolhead board down here. And that eliminates any chance of movement between those two pieces. Unless there's a part number printed on the component itself. Oh, yeah. Tiny SMD won't have it. Yeah. So that is, shoot, sorry about that. Let's go back here. You dropped the camera. Hey, Jaws and Joey. Okay. Get this thing on its side. Let's go right like that. Oh, shoot. Well, that's something I completely forgot about. Bed. At least it didn't fall far. Oops. Oops. It didn't pull on any wires. Everything kind of pivoted from there. So let's go. There we go. Little clamp to hold it in place. It's been a while since I turned that printer over. And there is my, looking for a USB cable I was using. There we go. Okay, USB cable. You did well not to curse then. That's true. Normally that would have been very colorful. Okay, so USB there on the back, and then we're gonna open up the bottom panel. Yes, there's a bottom panel. There's always a bottom panel. You had any further consideration? No. I mean, oh shoot. The VHB on the bottom panel is not sticking. Fix that. Let's just pull them off. That's interesting. Never had the VHB fail. So we'll just take it all the way off for now. It will go back on though. Gonna be hot in Northern California today. I was going to install AC yesterday, but didn't get it done. Oops. Yeah, it's supposed to be 107 here today, and I'm heading up to Red Bluff. You know where that is. It's supposed to be 110 today. Heading up there after stream. So. Okay, let's power this thing on. We'll wear away at him. Okay, and then we should be able to plug this guy into the pie. It's already 100 in Arizona all weekend, plus 105. Yeah. And it's just gonna go right like that and get out of my way. Okay, we are not gonna be able to get connected because the old controller is gone. Let's see, I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth between the different things. Let's do that. There we go. Got a Charlie cam going. At least you can go outside. Northern Ohio got smoked out by, oh yeah, the wildfire smoke. Ew. I decided to not like summer. Not because of the heat, but because everywhere, including my office, is always freezing. And they turn up the AC too much. I put a USB port and a keystone jack in the front skirt. That's a great idea. I used to put USB ports in the keystone jack on the back for a similar reason. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to instructions. So I'm going to go off the instructions of Toolhead that we used originally. So let me get a copy, and I got to let my keyboard wake up, I'm sure. Get a copy of this and paste it for you to follow along if you want. It should work. You like it being 80 degrees? I sweat too much. I like it cool. Not cold, but cool. Well, I guess I'll leave the Charlie cam on, but... Hey, Major Gamer Geek. Fuller isn't even here. Okay, Klipper configuration for the Fly SB2040 V1. It should be the same for the V2. It's the same, it's still an SB2040. So. Let's see, we are going to do the Klipper configuration with CAN bus. And we have, oh, let's do the CAN boot firmware. There we go. This is what we want to do first. Install CAN boot on your Klipper host. So let's open up. We already have CAN boot installed. Oh, that's what we should do. Before we do any of this, we should go over and, oops, Tridex.local. And I should spell Tridex correctly. There we go. Charlie's settling in, hopefully. Did Charlie have his surgery? Charlie did not. Unfortunately, Charlie probably doesn't have bladder stones, is the very short version of the story. He probably doesn't have bladder stones. Unfortunately, that means it's probably a cancer. So we brought him home, and now he's just resting at home. So there's something about that bed Charlie doesn't like. Maybe it's not soft enough. I think it's the room. He's still not comfortable in here. Okay, so we're gonna get a Klipper error. This is normal, but what I did want to do is go in here and, oh, I don't want to actually, I don't want to update because I've got the input shaper fix branch. I'm not gonna update any of this. I'm gonna run it exactly as it was. We're not gonna actually do any updates. We're gonna run it on the same version it already was on, so we don't mess with that. So, in that case, it's just not what I want to get into on today's stream, is a full update there and get caught. What kind of cam do you have in your Tridex? This is one of those M-Wave 56 somethings. The input shaper fix is now in mainline Klipper. Oh, okay. See, I'm not caught up. That's the problem. It's been merged. Well, then let's, should we just do full update then? No, I want to make this actually work. What should we do? What do you guys think we should do? Should we do a full update? And if that's the whole stream, then that's the whole stream. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Are we gonna do full updates or are we gonna keep it where it's at? How do I do a poll? I don't see a poll option. Engage. Here we are. Start a poll. Poll. Klipper update. Ask your community. Let's see if that works. So if you want to do a full update, say yes. If you don't, say no. And we'll go with whatever it is in the next couple of minutes. Get the CAN board configured, then update. It was merged back on June 7th. Well, that's good to know. We're gonna give this a little bit. Boydie, thanks for being a member. ISFix is a branch that was made for correcting some input shaper stuff with IDEX systems, and apparently that's been corrected. Is the serial by ID bug fixed? Is it? That's a good question. Poity, thank you. Big thanks there, Poity. I did last night, bad things happened. If bad things happen, we get through them though. So question becomes, if you have CAN or other Toolhead boards in your update, when you update, do you break things? We'll probably break everything. It's just a matter of how quick it is to fix it. Charlie treats. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. When he wakes up again, I'm gonna go get some Charlie treats. I wanna show you guys how much he likes his Charlie treats. I can't find the PR of the input shaper fix. Oh, did you find it? I saw you redacted that. Let me put you in the hands of Dancing Max again. I'm gonna go get his treats and have him ready for when he wakes up. I'll be right back, because it's fun. I'll be right back. I have to be very careful not to rattle this bag, because it will get him to perk up right away. So we'll give him a little bit of time to rest there. Okay, where are we at? Patch. So I'll talk about Rat Rig while he's gone. Just wanted to be sure that you don't go down and update and it breaks the printer. Thank you for checking, Jean-Paul. Appreciate that. Hey, Printer Prawn. Had to comment out a deprecated bed mesh line in printer config after the most recent update, just ignoring it for now. Okay. It's worked. Oh, so that's the relative reference index line, probably. If it's working and nothing needs fixed. So I don't mind. I don't have necessarily the same stance on updates. Because as far as a user, probably I would update when needed. But for content, updating and breaking things is actually good content because fixing it is fun. I'm amazed you can even say the word treats. I say that near my dog or cat, I get howled at until they appear. Is an ADC out of range error strictly tied to a thermistor issue? I'm at my wit's end, been fixing various issues on my printer since April. I don't know if it's strictly thermistor issues, Sean. That's where they've all come up for me, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to catch up. Those exact same treats are called Dreamies in Poland. My cat also loves them. Yeah. Charlie absolutely adores those. Relative reference at the index of deprecated. Yep. Is it actually removed or is it just a warning? For anyone using whatever to install Klipper, I found something weird twice now. Klipper said it was fully up to date, but it couldn't connect. Interesting. We called Temptation Treats Cat Crack. Cat seems to love them. Yep. Okay, now we're here. Oh, we're at 82% yes. That's pretty definitive. We're at 82% yes, 18% no. So I'm gonna end that poll and we're gonna go for it. We are good. It is fine. We'll get past any error, and if we don't, then at least we hung out. 95 votes and only 57 likes. We got to get those likes up. Okay, so that means we're going to come over here and we're going to fix the invalid. Let's try a soft recovery and see what it does. Hey, Art Chapman. Zero reference position. Okay. I did have to uninstall and reinstall Crow's Nest, but you don't have an old version to upgrade. No Polymaker giveaway. No, I don't usually do them on the Charlie's Angel streams. We have done one, but we had some very specific Polymaker content on that stream as well, and Zombie gave me permission. Error running shell command. Okay, so let's just do a hard recovery. I think that'll do it. Let's see what happens. You'll likely need to SHN and check out the main branch, then you can do a git pull. Okay. It's okay for 6 rolls of Polymaker filament away on my Facebook event. Oh, it looks like it's checking out it right now. Just go on my Facebook event. Awesome. What did you do on Facebook, Michael? What else did I want to go over? There were lots of things. Murph was awesome. I met a lot of viewers, and that was great, and reconnected with a lot of viewers I'd met before. Reinstall complete. Yeah, that seemed to have worked. It's saying it's up to date. So I'm planning on being at Earth in Maryland in September. I'm gonna be at Open Sauce in a couple of weeks. A few of us on the team are gonna have a table there. Max will be there and Whopping Awkward will be there. Daughter, thanks you for the stickers, awesome. Today I learned that button exists. I would have done it manually. I've done it manually before, Shane, but I always have to look up how to do it manually. So I'm very glad that that button worked. Yes, you played Tony Nerfseed at Murph. Those blasters got a ton of attention. I had someone from Filament PM want to buy mine and take it back with them to their back with them. I think they were from the Czech Republic. Should have went to got lazy. It's a 2.5 hour drive. That's nothing. I drove 2.5 hours from Wisconsin to there. Okay, so that's done. Was the serial links error corrected? If I hit the system packages, am I going to be okay? Do we know? It's fixed. I showed the guys at work upload, now they want me to make them for them. Awesome. Hey, Squirrel Brain. So the other thing I was gonna do today, but I didn't get permission in time. I didn't know if I had permission, is I have the new Drop Effect X Next G. Here, let me pull this out of here. It's this guy. So this is the Drop Effect XG, but it's the new one. And this is in its high flow configuration here. I'm gonna install this on the Mercury One. For one, because the repeater that I have in there keeps clogging, and I wanna see if this will, and I need to get some feedback on this anyway. So I don't know if we're gonna get that far today, but that's the additional things we'll work on today if we get that far. Let's go back here. This is working on mainsail. Something on our side of the world. That is a long wire. Yep. Vendor popular on Discord and asked me about selling them. Nice. There, yeah, the new one is a regular V6 nozzle. Yep. So my intent, I bought one of the tungsten carbide nozzles from West 3D that I'm gonna put in there so I can run some carbon fiber filament through it too. I bought some, the other thing is I bought a bunch of Protopasta PET G for the blasters because they had a special, and Protopasta stuff is really expensive even with the special. So I wanted to give it a try. I lost track. Are you still doing the Mark IV? Yep, tomorrow, Brian. Tomorrow we will be building the Mark IV on the public stream. So today is just the member stream. This is the June stream on June 31st, which means we'll have a July stream in a relatively short period of time. I think July's stream is going to be, it'll have to be the 22nd. I'm gonna try for the 22nd for July's stream. July's Charlie's Angels stream. One of the projects rolling around in my cluttered brain is Nerf Sentry Gun. All the aliens, nice. I'm waiting on that reviews of that Hotend, looks very nice. Was thinking on getting one. July 32nd. It's June 31st. Air updating mainsail, why for? Here, let's do a refresh here. Let's do a refresh. We're going from 2.4 to 2.1. I wonder if the repo changed. So branded accounts can't get subs gifted, but they can still be members. I believe so, Patrick. I believe so. I think you can specifically become a member, but I don't think you can get a gift. Do it on the 29th, it's my birthday. I don't want to wait. I don't think I want to wait that long. It's either going to be the 22nd or the 29th, but stay tuned. An 11-year-old smart kid made one. I should be able to also. Nice. Okay, cool. That did it that time. I don't know what the error was there. And let's go ahead and get the other two things updated. Now, did we get a consensus? Is the serial dev thing fixed? Can I do the system packages or not? I guess it doesn't really matter. Those are the least critical as far as printer functionality, right? Just recently it worked fine for me. It's fixed. Okay. We'll go ahead and do those updates then. Just start with a nice fresh. Go for it. Look up the fix just in case. I did the system package last week and it did not break it. Perfect. Hey, Clee, welcome. There's a bug where you couldn't see your printer under dev serial by ID anymore for a while. Yep, that's the one we're wondering if it was corrected. Sounds like yes. We'll find out. And if it's not, then we'll fix it. How is the sound in here? I've got my AC running at max right now and it feels really good. So you guys seen, all of you seen that? Here. That's the unit there. It is ginormous. Don't hear the AC? Awesome. That's it though. That thing's like at least 3 feet across. Cats are napping on me. It's making me sleepy. Sound is 5 by 5. Awesome. Better than Nero's garage. Perfect. Get these updates done. I think I'm gonna like that smash button and take a nap. You should. We'll see you when you wake up. Nero's sideways power panel gives me twitches. This is my new one. Right here. This is a 100 amp panel I had installed. And it's pretty empty in there. I've got a, what is this? A 30 amp 220 plug here, and then 30 amps going, 35 amps going to the mini splits, because I have both units running off of here. And then I have some, then I have some new outlets in here, dedicated 20 amp outlets. Got a little Murph flu. Ew. I came back feeling fine. I came back feeling fine last year too, though. So. AC in the garage, yes. Absolutely. What's hiding in that big Masumi box? Big Masumi box? Oh, that one? Right there. That is, well, at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival, Max, RCF, said that there will be a V24 derived machine coming out. Machines don't come out without testing. So. Yeah. There are many Masumi boxes in here because it's a big printer. So, these updates have taken forever. I'm not going to build a V24. I'm going to build the printer that is derived from a V24. And you're absolutely right, Bill. The wings there are very, very apt. Getting dropped frames. I'm saying excellent connection. Does it cost a lot to run AC? Depends on the AC system. Mini splits are really efficient. So no on those. And also, I just had solar installed. And right now it's peak of the day. I'm not using any grid power right now. Oh, there we go, finished. Can't understand the freak out at the consumer unit being sideways. That's standard in the rest of the world. Worth the membership. It's called a V24 because it takes 24 hours to heat up the bed to printing temp. Okay, so now we are going to, we're gonna get firmware flashed to that control board. Then we're gonna make everything happy, and then we'll decide whether we want to install the second control board or play around with the Mercury One. Hey Josh, welcome. So, oops, I'm still on this view. I wanna be on this view. Finished. Let's go back here. And we're here. And there we go. SSH I at Tridex. See if that gets me in. There we are. And then I'm assuming we need to go CAN boot. Did you reboot after updates? You'll need that to make sure it keeps working. Really? Okay. Reboot. Google's pipe to Singapore probably down again. I've never seen sideways one anywhere, and I have a lot of Canadian relatives. And you hear July is month of the Rook. July is month of the Rook. So I have a Rook. I have a Fabrico Rook kit. I'm not sure when I'm going to build it, but I will be building it. It just depends on where it falls in other plans. It might be, the month of Rook, July month of Rook may extend into August or later. I'd love to see the Tridex print something and swap extruders. Inverted electronics for the win. Are you caught up, Josh? We're done talking about that. We're past that. Let's see, is this back? Past that. Let's see if this comes up yet. Not rebooted yet. I think Nero started his Rook this afternoon. Awesome. I will be lagging behind on that one. I'm looking forward to building it. I want to check it out. I just pulled the trigger on a West 3D Rook kit. Awesome. Turtle Crawler will have an interesting Rook build. I did the Annex 2020 mount too, so I'm extra weird. Yes, you are. Are we coming up yet? Why is this not starting up? I had rebooted. Let's reboot. Started printing parts for mine. Oh, so I'm going to set up a poll. So keep an eye out in my community posts for a poll because I want suggestions on colors. My Rook, when it's done, is going to be given away. So I want the community to pick the colors. So we'll keep an eye out for that. I'll get that set up here. And the Rook is hopefully small enough and able to be packaged well enough to survive shipping. So sometimes the local address doesn't work. You have to use the IP address to connect. Mine should be cherry blossom themed. I saw that. That's gonna look cool. Okay, now we should be there. There we are. I mistyped my password. I'd probably did it again. Yep. There we go. And there we go. Trying to find the most obnoxiously bright PLA for the Rook. I will be printing, well, unless I'm told it's an absolutely terrible idea, it'll probably be some ASA ABS combo with some print calibrations to make sure things will fit. Yeah, I've been watching his videos as well, just kind of getting an overview of the build. Just be sure you can run ls/dev serial by D. Yep, there we are. There's our main controller. So it's still working. Thanks, Maurice, for the reminder. We're gonna follow these instructions. So CAN boot is installed and updated. Now we're gonna compile the CAN boot firmware. Make clean, make menu config. Oops, right? Is that right? Yep. Half of my Rooks are ABS, ASA, and the others are PLA. No issue so far. Awesome. ABS is fine, but it needs PLA, right? Yeah, so I'll use their calibration print to make sure. PLA is best choice for the frame. Motor mounts will be best in ABS probably. And since I'm shipping it also, and it's going to be in who knows what hot truck warehouse, I'm going to try ABS ASA for all of it. Okay, so this should already be pretty set because these were what I used last time. Yep, everything looks good. So let's quit and make -J4. Little hint, I copied the .config file to say config or config octopus, so you're doing configs for different MCUs. You don't have to look the settings up each time. That's a good hint, Shane. Shifting Tech and the team has a whole setup that he likes to do for that too that I've never caught on. You know, the Discord, was printing the Rook and PLA pretty heavily. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing it in PLA. One way or another, I'm not going to be doing that. I don't want any issues with it in transport. And just because it's been a little bit since I pasted this, just in case anybody wants to follow along, this is where I'm at. The original idea of Rook is that anyone can print it, so simple design and easy to print materials, which is a good idea. Should now have a CAN boot bin file that CAN boot out. Burn the firmware. Use a USB-C cable. Press the boot button while inserting the USB-C cable to put the fly into boot mode. Okay. Let's see. Let's open this. And I'm going to unplug the USB cable. I'm going to hold down the boot, plug it back in, and let go. There's a little boot button on the back of the board. So now we're going to run LSUSB and see if we've got it in. do not see one in, do not. Well, that didn't work. Do I need to unplug the, should I unplug the CAN connection? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna unplug the CAN connection. Let's shut this down. I'm hoping to finish printing the backpack print. Parts from a Fabrico Remix today. Test assemble it tomorrow night. Need a 5-volt jumper? I don't think so. Is there a 5-volt jumper on here? I don't see one. Let me pull the CAN power. Let's do that. Unplug this. And power things back on. Somebody should make a titanium rook. Why? Just cause. Backpack print turned out great. Awesome. Okay, let's get this thing back up and running. It's booting. No jumper, hold reset while plugging in the USB cable. Yep. And I did that, but I had the CAN, I had power and the CAN all on there. So I'm gonna do it again with the CAN connector. The 24 volts and CAN connector is unplugged right now. This? Oh, that's a new connector. Interesting. Okay, that's back. So let's go back here and reconnect. CAN boot. And I'm gonna hold down the button, plug the USB connector in, and then let go. Now if we go USB, there we are. There's our 2E8A00, this guy right here. I gotta find a perm home for my Trident. I'm building, but doesn't have a place to sit once built. I've got that problem with several printers, Josh. So now we can flash with that command. This will flash the CAN boot firmware image and restart the Fly SB2040. So copy that and paste that here and see if it works. Oops. As it is, my Bear Mark III is going to go on the shelf in storage when the Mark IV gets put in place. Is that it? I don't see any errors. Reboot and continue compiling Klipper firmware. Okay. So now I'm going to shut down and change my plugs back around. Shut down. I sacrificed a dining table to 3 printers. Yeah. I have a Matter Hacker Cell 2.4 sitting at work. I don't even have space to bring the boxes home. Okay, so let's redo my wiring here. Just go here. Get the USB cable can come out. And put the CAN wire back on. And power it all back up. Lost in Tech did a bit about Vario Shore, and he made the argument for keeping one bed slinger just for TPU. I like I use my Mark III quite a bit. Exactly, for PET-G and TPU. Do you have to update CAN boot on updates? I thought just Klipper. There is a CAN boot update. This board is fresh, so it doesn't have So on a firmware update for the MCU, normally you just need CAN boot on there once, right? This is a fresh board though, where this one doesn't have anything, so I had to put CAN boot on it first. Really looking forward to watching the first full bed 0.2 layer print from the Mark IV. Yep, we will be doing that. Okay, are we back? Yep, we're back. So, reconnect. And now we're gonna go to, oops. That's not what I wanted. There we are. My Mark 2.5 is slow, but it prints beautifully and is dead reliable. Yeah. I've owned two Mark IIIs. I've rebuilt them several times, and I've done two different series on the channel on them. So I think, I was looking through the manual for the Mark IV, and they're doing some pretty clever stuff that I'm looking forward to building. I have a modified CR10 for printing 60 amp TPU, 60A TPU, not 60 amp. Okay, back here. So now we're gonna go to the CAN boot firmware. Now we're gonna go to the Klipper firmware via CAN bus. And we're gonna compile, so we're gonna go through our normal Klipper compile stuff. So make clean and make menu config. Now none of this actually saved because we did the hard reset probably. If they finally fix the VFAs, I don't. So that, Shane, that is a good point. That you do see that on my Mark IIIs, the little fine vertical artifacts. I am curious of that as well. You can tell when I print something on the Mark III, for sure. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Raspberry 2040. 16 bootloader, and we're gonna use CAN bus, and 4, 5, and I did 500. You want this to match what you did for the rest, and I've been keeping with 500,000 on these, so we're gonna keep that there. And then GPIO 24 on this. So it's important for that to match across your CAN bus devices, that baud rate, the CAN bus speed. My Mark IIIs is dusty. So is mine, but I still print with it. Which CAN bus is this? This is the Mellow SB2040 V2 board that we're putting in. Okay, so quit and save. And then we're going to do the make. J4. Flash it to, so it's connected. Oh, do I have the, did I have a, I did not have the 120 ohm resistor on this one before. Should I have? I have it on the other one. Got around installing 2804s on the K2 finally. See ya, Josh. Thanks for being here. $1 million for input shaper that is reliable. I've never had input shaper fail. So Clee and I were having this discussion about the CAN rate. I haven't had it fail. That doesn't mean it won't, but my whole setup is 500,000 here, so I left it. And then put the printer back on, get the fly UUID by running the following script. Let's run this script to get the UUID. So I have 2 of them. I don't understand how. My Mark IIIs Plus is a good gateway drug back in the hobby. I haven't printed since my Mendel Max nearly 10 years ago. especially if running 64-bit on the Pi. Every single time I've tried a 500,000 across multiple machines with different MCUs, 500K aired out when running Shaper Calibrate. That's all I run is Shaper Calibrate, and I haven't had it run air out. So we're gonna leave it for now. Okay, so I have two UUIDs here. I'm gonna just real quick go into my config and see which one is, I'm guessing the Klipper one is the one I already have, and the CAN boot one is the new one, I guess, but we can find out. We have 8A and 2D. So let's go to the, is it in printer config or did I put it in some other? Yeah, 2D. So 2D is the other toolhead here. 719 begins with and ends in 2D. 719 and 2D. So this Klipper one is the one that's there. The one we're flashing right now is this first one. Yeah, 2 because IDEX, but this CAN boot one is the new one. So let's go back here and I'm going to run this guy to flash the firmware. So flash Klipper firmware to the fly by running the following command. Oh, that didn't copy. Copy. There we are. And then we're going to run this guy here. Paste that, and I think we just hit that. Famous last words. Yeah, a friend was doing input shaper on his Pi 3 through Octopus, put it 1 megabit and didn't seem to fix it. Swapped out a Pi 4 and the problem went away. May also be an issue with the board CPU not keeping up. Yeah, this is a Pi 4 in here. I shared my Pi fan config and stream chat if you want to try and put that in. We'll check it out. You need to both update Klipper on both. We will, but this is just the, did that finish? CAN flash success, yep. We need to update Klipper on all the controllers here. That's true. But this is just getting this one set up and going. Oh, yeah, so we should, I mean, we should be able to do this. And here's the other one, this guy. Copy that one and paste it here for the other controller, right? Yeah. Okay, so now both toolhead boards are updated. This is still the old V1 toolhead board, but at least it has the latest Klipper on it. Are we messing with CAN bus? No, this is CAN bus. CAN bus. It is actually starting to get a little chilly in here. Let me shift my, let's see if that helps. My CAN bus. Okay. Did I put, how did I flash the main board on this before? Did I do this via CAN boot as well? How can I tell? How can I tell if I loaded CAN boot on the main MCU? How do I have this thing connected? It is via USB, but did I load it for? Does it say in here? It does not. Klipper. Unlikely giving you accessing it via the USB serial device. You can still load, you can still flash firmware via USB. Not getting anywhere near CAN bus yet, seeing too many people having issues. Okay, let's go back here. And we have this is the Fly Super 8. the Fly CAN board, so we're gonna get rid of here and we're gonna go to the Fly Super 8. I think he has a controller boards, and we're gonna do the Super 8. And we're gonna Klipper. Then the ID change for the board, you have to set that in printer config. Yes, I will. I will. And that's probably not a bad idea to just do right now. That's a good reminder. Let me scroll up here and grab this ID for that first board. So let's copy that and put it into this one. This is the new board. They haven't closed that. That's a good idea. CAN bus is good now. It's the only documentation is a bit lacking. CAN is just to save running a few wires. Personally had a really good time with my two Tridents running CAN. I've had good success with CAN. I mean, we've done several setups here on stream. I'm currently prototyping USB-C Toolhead board instead, so am I. Maybe, I don't know if it's the same one. Let's go through the Fly Super 8 instructions and let's just do it. CAN boot on USB. Just get it set up. Oh, your own design? Okay, so it's a different one. So let's go ahead and set up the Fly Super 8 on CAN boot. I don't think it'll hurt to do it anyway. Let's go back here. CAN boot. Issue had so far with CAN ended up being a bad Fly SB2040. Communicates fine over USB. Refuses to talk over CAN. Well, that's not good. Trying to fit the EBB36 form factor within reason. Oh, okay. Okay, so the setup so let's make clean and then make menu config. So we're doing CAN boot over USB for the Fly Super 8 right now to get it up to date. So we are going to pick a STM. And it is the 407 and a 32K bootloader. I don't know what this build CAN boot deployment application. Don't build. 32 or 8 megahertz clock. Where's the 32K bootloader? There we are. And USB on PA11, PA12. That's it right there. And application offset 32K. And then not gonna enable the status LED. And then, so basically matching the settings here. So let's quit this and save it. And then make -J4. No space there? Or is that a typo? The whole point of the SB2040 to be based on the RP2040. Yes, but now we're doing the Fly, the main controller. So we're doing the main controller now. This guy. There's another controller. Now, we're done with the Toolhead boards. Now, I haven't replaced the V1 of the other one, but now we're doing the main because we did a major update to Klipper here. We went from a branched input shaper fix of Klipper to mainline. So we're doing updates on all the controllers in the printer to get everything back in sync. Should now have a CAN boot file at CAN boot out. Oh, and then we got to do the whole SD card flash thing. Let's go bring up an SCP. Oh, because J sets the number of concurrent threads to compile with. That's good to know. Thank you. So when will Raspberry Pi 3Bs be available again? They're starting to be available now, at least 4s. What's that? And do I have a Tridex set up here? Nope. Pi. To save this, hit password OK, and log in. Hey Nintendo, what are we doing tonight? We're playing with the Tridex and CAN and firmware updates and stuff. Go over my 3-day, pull Octopus and Pi off vCore and install Manta and CB1, shave a frame rail to square it up, shorten a ton of wires, and see if I need more beer to work something else. Where does it say it puts this? It puts it in CAN boot out. Perfect. There's CAN boot and out, and they call it canboot.bin. I'll copy the deployer.bin file and rename it. Okay, deployer.bin. Deployer.bin. Okay, so let's pull the SD card out of here and plug it into the computer over here. Looks like 0 TWs haven't been available in a long time. I had to go with Ali scalpers for my CM4. Let's go here to, which one is it? Not that one. Nope, not help. Okay. Let's go here. There we are. Fly.current, but we want deployer.bin and then rename this to firmware.bin. This one can just get deleted. Yeah, that's fine. Firmware.bin. Eject the SD card from the PC, insert into the fly, and press the MCU reboot button. So then we're putting this back in the thing. And where is the MCU reset button? Which one is the MCU reset? Where is it? Where's the reset button on this thing? I do not see it. Oh, there it is. Reset. Okay. I see her using Veeam, and one of the Veeam vanguards are Influencer and VP. Veeam? For what? I think things like the BTT Klipper Pi is starting to become a decent option. I've had good luck with my Manta stuff, yeah. Okay, so is that set up now? Let's go back here. Press the MCU reset button. Wait a few minutes. And Leo the Human, finally catching you live after a move. Welcome back. Am I gonna see you at OC Maker Faire this year? Okay, we're waiting a little bit on this, but we should, it says, be able to run LSUSB to see it. And I don't know that we see it. Huh? Yes, we see it. I mean, that says CAN boot there now, so it's there. So that is working. So. Oh, did Charlie wake up? Oh, okay. Are you guys ready? Let's let him do his business, and then we'll give him some treats. It's in October, who knows? It is treat time. How can we do this? Let's see if we can get a view over here. Watch this. Watch this. You should be able to see him. Yeah? You want some? You hear him? There we go. You want one more? And you get one more. There you go. He comes running for the treats. You can hear him? Awesome. So part of his kidney disease treatment that we've been doing for over a year and a half, is we inject fluids, lactated ringers, in the scruff of his neck. And he's gotten really used to it. He doesn't mind. But the tradition is every time after that, we give him treats. And he struts going back to when I'm walking to get the treats bag. He's kind of hopping and strutting every time to get that. There we go. He loves his treats. Yep. When did you move to the new shop? Just the last month. I set up in here for the Pooch Trident builds because there was 2 of us and we needed more space. So, yeah, there he is. Let's get this back over here. Now, so we see it. It's showing up as a CAN boot device now. So let's go to the next part of the instructions. No, okay. I need to wash my fingers because I have treat smell on them and he's bitten me before. So I'll be right back and wash my fingers so he doesn't bite me. That's how much he likes it. Okay, I'm back. I saw he was sniffing around my fingers while I was using the mouse over there. I'm like, no, nope, nope, I don't want to get bit. Yeah, Dennis, thank you. Charlie treats. We'll get all the treats. There he is. So it's funny, I touched my mouse with the treat fingers, and now he was just sniffing on the mouse. He loves those. You gonna go? There you go, okay. Okay, so now we're on to the Klipper firmware for the Fly Super 8 and USB. So pick the USB version. And we should back here. He's still wondering where the treats are. Okay, now we're gonna go through and set these things. It's TM. It is a 407 with a 32K bootloader, 8 megahertz crystal, and we're on USB. And then no GPIO at startup. And quit and save. And now we can make SJ4, whatever. Hi, Charlie. Rest in your table again. Okay, so that's done, and now we're going to say flash Klipper USB firmware with CAN boot over USB. So we're going to get that the serial device listing again. That's that guy, and then we're going to make flash device, and then that serial device. So paste that. And then grab this and paste that. That should flash. What has failed to flash? Unable to find the TTY device. Why? What did I do wrong? Let's see, make flash. Does it need a space? No, that's right there. Why didn't it work? Forgot the path? Oh, you're right. Thank you. Here. Let's grab this. Let's grab that. And then we can take up arrow, and then we can move our cursor back over here and paste that there. Thank you. Flashing out, is that as quick as it was? Did it work? No, it says an error. Should it get an error? That should have been it, right? I got the path this time. /dev/ looks like you need to update the Pi serial script. Python's Pi serial module is required to update. Install with the following command. Okay, let's just follow the instructions. Oops. Install with the following command, right there. No module named pip. Is this correct? I also got it when installing CAN boot on my MP8. Pi serial is missing. So how do I install Pi serial? If that didn't work, no module named pip. Pip3. No module named pip3. Any ideas? You don't need it, just continue with the Klipper install. We just did. I just did what the error told me. Install with the following command, and it didn't work. Try to drop the Python 3-bit and run pip3 directly. Just this. I'm beyond. Yeah. I don't have pip installed either. How do I install pip? that might be something that could go in here. There's a possible error that comes up. Let's see if there's anything in here. I would imagine that should. Nope. Sudo make me a sandwich. I'll just pet Charlie. Python 3 pip. It's sudo apt-get install pip3. Okay. Unable to locate pip3. I'm just trusting. It's already installed in the Python venv. I don't know what that means. Watch it. You can ensure pip. I don't know what that. Here. Sudo apt-get. It's annoying that YouTube is blocking commands. Yeah. YouTube does that, not me. Install Python 3-pip. Is that right? Ah, here we go. That'll do. What would I do without you? Now, where would I find this? If I'm a user who runs into that error, where would I find this? I think I'll suggest, and see if Polar Ted can add a little. If you get this error, try this bit. Okay, so now if I come back up to, what was the command I was running before? That one right there. That command right there should work. Nope. So now do I need to run this? Will this run now? Now it's running. That really should be documented, yeah. Charlie found the treat bag. Let me put this away. Why don't you flash with the can boot helper? I don't know what the can boot helper is. Okay, so that did that. So now I should be able to do, let's try this again. Hey, looky there, we're done. What is the can boot helper? I don't know what the can boot helper is. This is a Python issue, not a Klipper issue. But it should still be documented in here as, oh shoot. Okay. Charlie deserves more treats, apparently. He thinks so anyway. Here we go, here we go. I'll give him 2 more treats. Okay. So, now, if I go, there we go. Now we got a Klipper device there. Yes, I do need to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Good call. Can boot helper sounds ridiculous. Sounds delicious. You're trying to get Steve Builds to give him more. What do those look like? A little, I mean, they look like kibbles. Kitty kibbles. He's gonna want to be out here all the time now if he thinks he's getting extra treats. Okay. We are updated on all the things. So let's see, I don't think this would have changed. So it should be 139353220. Copy that just in case. We go here. Yeah. 139, all of that is the same. Oh no, it is different. Interesting. Is that because of the... No, it's the same. There we go. Let's save and restart. Let's see what it tells me. Option, shaper frequency DC is not valid. Yes, because that's the old thing. Oh, there you go. Hi, Charlie. Where did that get put in here? Let's take all of this out. I think that's behind there. I think I scrolled up. There we go. Let's comment this out for now because this is where the errors are, is this setup. And I think save and restart. Let's try to scamper for those treats. Oh yeah. Hey, there we are. We have a valid config now. We are back to a happy printer. So how has documentation caught up with this? So if we go to Klipper3d.org and go to, let's just go to documentation and resonance compensation. How do we, before we had that DC, which is what is the dual carriage or something? How do we identify that for the second toolhead now in the configuration? Is there a IDEX setup? Shaper frequency XY, is it X1, X0? Is it in the docs? Let's put it that way. And does anybody know? So we got to be able to say which toolhead. There's something about it in the pull request. I posted a link in the Discord. Let me grab that link then. Docs are not updated yet. I kind of figured. Let me find Discord here real quick then. Stream chat. Where did you post that? Under general chat? Where did you post it? It goes in the print start macro. Posted a link in the Discord. Which Discord? Sean Paul? CA stream chat. Oh, that's interesting. It didn't actually show as an unread message in there for me. I got it. So let me Let me copy this and we'll look at it together. Copy link, copy link. Where's the copy link? What are we showing? Okay. So input shaping, native dual carriage support. What's the advantage of implementing this code as opposed to the user calling set input shaper in the T0 and T1 macros? C. Copy and mirror. Could the IDEX code be changed so it can work? For example, set dual carriage. Lots of discussion on this. I have to scroll down to the comment on April 19th. Where are we now? We are at March 1st. Let's go down to April 19th. Oh, this is way back. February 19th, April 2nd, April 10th. This has been worked on for a while. I gotta go battle the store. See you, Danny. Thanks for being here. What are you doing, Charlie? April 19th. There we are. Ah. So how do we actually do? Okay, according to my testing, it should be good now. I realized that previously I got a bit ahead of myself with claiming that shaper calibrate will work. Well, it could kind of work, but if you have two accelerometers on the tool head, it wasn't possible to use both of them for calibration. Now I made a change to support chips parameters, so you could do something like, okay. Okay, this is, let's copy a link here. Let me see if I can, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to use the brain power to actually set this up right now. Kind of getting the printer up and going is a good thing. I don't know if I want to actually go through and set this up because I don't know if I have the bandwidth to do that right now. But this is good to know. Kind of the point I was thinking of the stream was to check out these new Toolhead boards. This is part of it, of course, but I don't think I'm going to get into this. You could just do the delayed G-code bit below and use the settings you have already. Yeah. So I'll go through and get all this set up, but I don't think I'm going to go through it all on stream. What I did want to do is see if it seems like these Toolhead boards are any difference in temperature. Because I have a thermal infrared thermometer that I had checked other temperatures before. So, okay. Let's pop the printer up on its feet. Yeah. And make sure everything still works. Everybody still there? It got awful quiet. Okay. What are we showing? That's what we're showing right now. And Charlie has been into stuff because he's got spider webs in his whiskers. Okay, if I home this, is it gonna home right now? Do I have everything in place? Let's home all. No bottom cover. I gotta put the VHB failed. I need to put it back. Looks like it's homing though. Those orange extrusion with gray parts looks amazing. Thank you. I really like this one. Looks like we're getting a full homing. Spit out a file that looks like printer config. I wouldn't want to run it though. Oh, chat GPT. That would be interesting. So that's that. It should do a Z-tilt, right? Yep, everything's working. This printer does need double tap though. It should, at some point. You enter the MCU temperature, you can use this. Well, MCU temperature is one thing, but something I noticed on these is just the outer, the housing on the stealth burner gets warm to the touch. Charlie is hanging out up here quite a bit today. He wants treats. Did I bring my infrared thermometer out here? I meant to. Might have to go grab it. Tuxedo, thanks for being a member. Charlie is hunting for treats. He wants to know where I hid them. I have them up on a really tall shelf normally. Cool. So that works. Will it actually run a bed mesh? Because that was a deprecated relative reference relative reference index was deprecated. Let's see if I was actually using that. Let's go down to, where's the bed mesh set up? Bed mesh, and I was using relative reference index. Is that going to give us an error? Let's find out. Bed mesh calibrate. Adds a mesh bed with both full heads. No. So everything happens off of T0. It's doing this. Everything happens off of T0. T1 is relative to that, offset to that. Deprecate means it will stop working soon, won't work now. Okay, that makes sense. Just a warning for now. Got it. Well, it's up here in the corner of the screen, but there is a warning. Option relative reference index in section bed mesh is deprecated and will be removed in a future release. That's what it says. Just warning us that eventually it will break, just not today. Got it. That makes sense. Are the silicone wipers released anywhere? Yeah, they're in the regular Tridex files. There's nothing. There's some documentation about it on the Klipper website. Right, while it's doing that, let's check it out. Releases right here. As it changes. Configuration changes. The relative reference index option has been deprecated and superseded by the zero reference position option. Refer to the bed mesh documentation for details on how to update the configuration. With this deprecation, the relative reference index is no longer available as a parameter for bed mesh calibrate G-code command. So let's go here. So, what is the deprecated existing configurations using the relative reference index options must be updated to use the zero reference position. What is the difference? The response to the bed mesh output PGP1 G-code command will include the XY coordinates associated with the index. This position may be used as the value for the zero reference position. The output will work similar to the following. Oh, okay. Sure. Deprecated, yep. Set it to your normal center homing position instead of relative. Well, it's my it was my understanding that you set it to where you set your Z offset, where you're referencing. So on a Voron, you've got the Z homing switch in the back, but you're referencing the center of the bed usually for calibrating that Z offset. It's wherever you would calibrate your Z offset is where you want to set it, right? So normally it would end up being the middle of the bed. Before it used the mesh point, now it uses the bed position. Okay. Hey, Neriq. So you use the XY from the output instead of the absolute number. I wonder why. Why the change? I'm sure it's explained somewhere. I'm sure it's explained somewhere. Some people calibrate Z offset at a point closest to the Z end stop pin. And I get that. Wherever that is though, is where you would use that coordinate. Similar to, I guess it's just whatever the closest, before it was the closest mesh point. Now it's an actual coordinate. Makes things like adaptive mesh easier. Okay. Is there AC in there? There sure is. And I get the intuitive part. I actually like it. If that's the reason, I actually really like that. Similar to rotation distance, I like things that are representative of real things. Because more people use camp and the relative index is kind of broken. Do that with a mesh, it's not your whole bed. That makes sense. I get it. I like it. What coordinates should I set it to? Center of bed, high point of bed. It should be set to wherever you calibrate your Z offset at. Right? Am I understanding? Is my understanding of this good enough to to that? Okay, this has been on. This has been on and sitting here for a bit. This is the old, here, let's go to disable the motors. So this is the old V1 Toolhead. And if I just kind of feel the cover here, there's a warm spot here. There always has been. When I was measuring this with my infrared thermometer last night after it was on for a bit, it was measuring between 40 and 42 C on the surface of the plastic here. that's very obviously warmer here than anywhere around it. This one does not have that warm spot. And I have no idea if they intended, if it's supposed to have been improved, but I don't feel that warm spot. So now let's look at let's see if we can find the, if I have the temperature. I do not. So someone posted how to get the temperature of the MCU off of there. Center is to use, I think you should set it to the center of the bed. Someone posted how to grab the MCU temp. I want to see if it's any different between these two now. Can you repost that? If you're still around? Otherwise, we have the Pi, we have extruder 1. We should be able to get that. MCU temp, where maybe here. Let's go temp, MCU temp. I'll paste it in Discord. Thanks, Shane. It should be on the Mellow config for the SB2040. We can look for that too. Do we have any config in here? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. Fly CAN boards, SB2040. Is there a basic? No, I don't see it here. BTT specifically mentions that the move to the SB2240 was to lower the temps. I'm working around these printers trying to find my temperature sensor toolhead MCU. That'll work. Let me grab that. Okay. I got it, Shane. Thank you. Let's go over here. What am I showing on the screen? There we go. We have head 1 and head 0. So let's just put them right here. This is the code that Shane just sent me, the config. So we're going to change this to head 0. And temperature, sensor type is temperature MCU. And sensor MCU at 0, right? And then we should be able to redo this and change this to head 1. Will that work? Mellow has a new SHT CAN board that uses TMC 5160 as a stepper driver. Okay. There we are. Yeah, that's significant. Look at that. Head 0 is significantly lower temperature than head 1. That's 22 degrees C. That's reflected in what I'm actually feeling here. Head 1 is warm on the outside. Head 0 is not. Hey, Extra Mile. They're the same MCU chip. Yeah. So I've got a V1 in head 0, and a V2 in head 0, and a V1 in head 1. You can also get chamber temp from these boards. Okay. I'll probably grab chamber temp at some point from a totally separate sensor though. Hey, Davis. I still have my heatsink on the wrong chip. Yeah, that is significantly different. It's showing in the measured values and just objectively feeling the tool heads. The motor's enabled on neither. The motor, the extruder motors are not enabled. I just say I turned off all motors. All I've done is homed. I haven't done any extruder moves. Wonder what it says in hot chamber. We'll have to report back. I'll have to report back later. That's surprising. I wasn't expecting that. Quick question, not related, but which crimper tool do you use for those micro JST? I use my iWis 2820M, the IWS 2820M. Maybe they improved the ground plane on the PCB to work heat away from the MCU. Wasn't there something about the 3-volt regulator on these two that could be causing that? Yeah, that's surprising. Time to replace the second board. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that later. I think I would like to work on the Mercury One. And the big draw I have for working on the Mercury One is a lot of the next blaster parts are going to be printed on that. My V1 in a 50C chamber is currently printing and measures 72.5C. At least that's below the 80C that's supposed to be the limit of the RP2040. Next blaster. Yeah, so I'm gonna, Apollo provided the kit parts for making a Cynthia. If you search for Cynthia. Let me close this down and let's play around with the, we're at 2.5 hours. Let's play around with the Mercury One now. What I wanted to do here, I wanted to check out configuring, I wanted to go over configuring the SB2040 V2, compare them, and I wasn't expecting to actually see a temperature difference, so I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover on getting this on the Toolhead board on the Tridex. So we don't have, I just simply don't have enough time to go through a full, get everything working again, get input shaper, and I don't really have the mental capacity free to do that. So let's continue to hang out and play around with a different printer now. Hey, Jay Cannon. Charlie is here. Where was that? He is chilling. He's wishing he had more treats. Let's put this over here. And move the printer straight back. It's unplugged. Oh, let's go. Sure. Ow! I lost beard hairs in the door. And let's play with this guy. Okay, so we have a cool new Hotend. This is the drop effect XG, but this is the next G. So it's the next version. Now the really cool thing about this Hotend is, well, the one thing that's different from the XG is it uses a regular V6 style nozzle. And this is the normal flow. I don't know what that means in terms of values, but this is the normal flow configuration. And see him, Alfred? So this is the normal flow configuration. The cool thing about it is this height here, mounting flange to tip of the nozzle, matches a dragon. And the mounting flange matches a dragon. So should go right in place where a dragon goes. What I didn't realize until I measured it is when you put their high flow adapter on here, that screws in there, and then the nozzle screws into that. Now, this matches the exact length of a Rapido, a high flow version, not the ultra high flow version. So that is really nice, which means I have a Rapido on here right now. I can't use the exact same mount because this diameter here matches a Dragon and a Rapido is less. But a very minor change to the Rapido mount should allow me to install this right in place here without messing around with any of my cooling ducts or anything. So it uses them 3 bolts. No, it uses them, that's a good question. I think it's the same M2.5s. I think it's the same M2.5s. So, my motivation for wanting to actually work on this is what I wanted to do in the first place today, was work on this. I realized last night that I wasn't sure I could show this on camera, and I actually got permission this morning to show this on camera. So that's why we're pivoting now to work on this. And they're looking for some feedback on how it works. I'm having trouble with the Rapido on here in that at the end of a print, it is clogging. I've blamed this on a few different things. I'm pretty sure it's the Rapido itself at this point. So Turtle Crawler, you're here. I thought it was the getting hung up on the spool holder, the entrance of the spool holder. I don't think it was. I think that was wrong. I thought it was the filament. I'm down to thinking something's weird with this Rapido. Now, I've recently, since paying attention, heard that there's some like alignment inside the Rapido that can cause a problem. So we might look at that a little bit, but let's just start taking it apart and get ready to swap the Hotend. I need this, and I need some. This is just a Fadus Rapido that's in here right now. This is the drop effect Next G. I'm going to modify the spool holder to use the plastic snap-in Bowden couplers, but keep the current threaded coupler as an option. Yeah. So I modified this. This is my tweaked version here. I made it, for one thing, I made it the same width as a 2020. And then I'm just using one of these pass-through M4 or whatever couplers right there. And then the same stuff here, but I had to redo a few of these things because I made it narrower. I made it match the 2020. This vent heat break, I mean, anything's possible. This is the first time I'd used this Rapido, so I don't know what happened. But I've got to get in there and get the wiring all disconnected. It could be a nice drop in to my V0. I was thinking of going the X1 Hotend. Maybe I'll pick one of these up when they come out. And I'm considering replacing this stupid little terminal on the EBB36 with a connector instead of the little screw terminal that's undersized. But right now I think I need to pull all these zip ties out so I can get the bits. It is too tiny, so absolutely. And I've got to redo this anyway, so this would be an opportunity to give it a try. See how, I mean, it's going to require some desoldering and stuff that I wouldn't normally expect someone to do. The main issue I've had with my Rapido is that filament hairs get left inside the cold area of the heat sink and block the next filament from going in. Well, that's odd. I know what you're talking about though, I've seen that. Okay, so that's there. That one is right here. It's that. And this whole thing off. I've been thinking about replacing the CAN connector on the Mellow tool board. The wiring is poor. I want to use my chain flex instead. Oh, this better? Yeah, this works. This off so I can get a little better angle at pulling these stupid wires. There we are. Both my Tridents have Rapido high flow and Boswell, and I haven't had a single clog. So something, I haven't pulled a Dragon or a Rapido apart, but isn't there something about the alignment of the heat break in there can get off? I think I'm gonna put a microfit on there, Collie. I think I'm gonna run a like 1 centimeter little pigtail off and then just kind of fold it in behind the EBB 36, which is wires going into the board. I'm not going to replace the board mount connector. I think I'm just going to put a couple of put a pigtail in there. Does that make sense? Oh, there goes all those. So that's there. Now I think we've got this that can come off. I think this should come out now. Come out. Since I put some surgical tubes in the screws, stops clogs. So that one. And that one. There we go. So now we have and the other thing that it's been kind of odd to me on this particular Rapido is this stock is on all the way and the tip of the nozzle only sticks out. Can you see that? It only sticks out that far. And my other Rapido I have on a different printer, almost the whole nozzle sticks out of the silicone sock. So something is going on. Hey QC. I don't know what though. So in any case, I'm going to replace this. It's always a little weirdly. Has anybody had any or noticed that? This is on here all the way. That doesn't go on any further. And the nozzle only sticks out that far. My only other experience is the other Rapido I have, and it sticks out significantly further. So, but I do need these screws. By rotating it, there's a position where it looks on, but it isn't quite right. Well, there's little notches in the boot there, and it's lined up. It's lined up with that. Whoa. Well, and there's There's that just pulling right off of there, the heater. Heater's pulling right off of there. I'll have to investigate that a little further later. Your Rapido's like that as well? Okay. This guy is gonna go over there. I don't think it's supposed to do that on the heater, no. I mean, I've only used that on this printer. It doesn't have a lot of time on it. I'm not super thrilled with that. Okay, so we have a lot of wire here. We don't need anywhere near this much. Let's see how much we have from this one and compare it to this other. I'm going to leave this a little longer and I'm going to cut this down to We'll cut it further, but at least that makes it a little more manageable. Is there a crack? I don't see one. It's just a little loose on there. It moves. The threads have any slop, it can cause a shift between hot end and heat rate, causing an offset and obstructs filament. Let's see. Those are tight. Yeah. These screws here are all tight. Yeah, I'll pull that further apart later. And then a grub screw in the side. Let's keep investigating then. Ah, there's the grub screw. Yeah, I'll pull that all the way apart later. Okay, so this guy would go into this part that I modified, and I probably need to cut a new PTFE tube because this one goes way down in there and this one does not. This one just goes in a couple of millimeters. So this will need to be cut down. This is gonna go in there. It's a tight fit, but it works. There we go. There are 3 screws in the heatsink and then a grub screw on the side. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and these are the 2.5 millimeter. Oh, I lost my. There we go. One more. Okay. All of this is gonna have to be hot tightened, and I need to go find my tungsten carbide nozzle because that's what I want to use on here. But yeah, that works well. The wires come out here, and then I'll just make a little bend in here to go along the side, just like the Rapido did. Now, there is a sock that goes over all of this. I think it's in the other garage. That's gonna go there. We need some heat set inserts. And go into the front here. The Rapido screw should have some spacer for the same length on all three. Should have, or should be there, or aren't, and yeah, it's hard to tell. On mine, I had to take the 3 bolts holding it to the front loose, then slide filament through PTFE and down to nozzle tip and snug them back up. Okay. Hey, Bruce. You gave me a little bit of a start there on your name. My dad's name was Bruce, and with Patterson, it's very close to my last name, Peterson. Okay. Oops, this is what I wanted. Okay, so this is gonna go in here. Actually gonna go with the, so I have new readers that I'm using right now while I'm figuring things out. But these are only 2 times magnification, where my old ones were 5 times. This just gives me that extra little close-up view. Just to make sure I know what I'm doing, know what I'm seeing. Oh my, that would have definitely got me as well. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I wonder what, so I bet you this matches the dragon. Or what else can we do? Let's see if this goes in there. Oops. This goes in there that far, but does this go? How far in does this go? It goes that far. What if I mark this? Marker. Marking where this is. Top-down focus is off. Is that any better? Okay, so that's there. And if this goes in here, that's basically how much has to come off of there. Quite a bit. What is that distance? Do I have a ruler in here? Looks like about 11 millimeters off of it. Let's use some filament to keep the little heat break tube aligned when putting the Rapido back together. That's a good idea. So 11 millimeters cut off of this. And that focus is terrible, so let's go over here. 11 millimeters cut off of this. Do I have all my stuff to cut this in here? Looking through my tools here that I brought over. Where did I put that? Oh, I do have that. There we go. Where is my little jig? My little jig for cutting filament. I had it over here when Pooch and I were working on stuff. I wonder if I took it to the other garage. I may have taken it to the other garage. Dancing max time. Okay. Are we back? I don't know where my little cutting piece tool is. Hey, Takuya. I don't know where it is, so let's use this. Nope, that's not gonna work. Let's see if that works. It's not great, is it? YOLO with a razor. Well, I've got a little tool here. This is an old Bondtech tool that at least has a groove there that I can use to kind of hold it in place. So basically what I want to do is go 11 millimeters off of this. Right, like that. That is exactly 11 millimeters off where I was. Nice. Yeah, hello, welcome back. So now this should go in there and hopefully go up into the tool head as it should. Oh, and I brought the silicone sock here. It goes up onto here, right like that. So let's see if this will go up in here properly. There we go. Use your inner samurai skills, throw the tube into the air and cut it with your katana. Yeah, and I think that'll work well. There and there. Now this mount that I made, I moved 0.8 millimeters forward I'm banking on it still being fine at 0.8 millimeters forward because the diameter of the heat sink's wider than the Rapido. So in order to have clearance at the back, I moved it forward just a little bit. So that's gonna go there. And then of course I think I'm gonna have to make another trip back to the other garage because I need this off first. If we're going to modify this CAN board, I need some other tools. I got clearance now. Now I do. Oh, come on. Oh, you coming loose. Jeez. Why aren't you coming loose? There we go. Okay, so Toolhead board. This little connector here is far undersized, so I think I'm gonna desolder it and run a little pigtail off of it. Which means I need my vise and I need my flux and solder sucker. Which means we get a, what, third or fourth Dancing Max visit. Yeah, I don't usually do filament giveaways on the Charlie's Angel streams. There was one exception, but because we had some Polymaker content and Zombie said I could. I'll be right back. Sorry about this. One more. Okay, I have tools. Any of you have both a Voron and a VZ bot? How do they compare? I do not yet. This stuff. Where did that go? There we are. Okay, let's set this down out of the way now. I think we're gonna go this way. $714, simulate it, put your name in, spin wheel, you'll win. There you go. Vector 3 is currently building. Yep. It's done a Trident, maybe his build series will give you some insight. Yeah, so Daniel Modbot and I are still planning on doing VZBot build. We're just working on the coordinating the details. Let's go this way. Just gonna hold this in place. These are the connectors. We're gonna flux, solder sucker, some solder wick if I need it. And a soldering tip. and here. Okay, let's let that heat up. See how well this works. I'm gonna need some extra magnification. So the swapping glasses icon is still gonna be useful. So is there anybody here who's gonna be at IRF that was not at MRF? Just curious. Gonna be at IRF, but was not at MRF. Not sure if you're gonna be able to get there. Well, I hope so. At the very least, it was nice to see you at Rocky Mountain. What's the spacing between the holes on that screw terminal? It appears to be 3 millimeter. Ish. Maybe 2.5. It's 2.5. Okay. IRF for sure. I would be IRF. I could not do the 9 hours drive to MRF after working. Yeah, that's a long drive. Okay. So these two terminals here are what I'm after. I'm gonna just throw a little bit of solder on here. Okay. And then I've got a nice little solder sucker. Let's just see if we can do it. It'll be quick. Nope, it's not gonna be quick. Okay. Yeah, I need to get a little bit more in there. So a JSD XH header might fit then. Is that what PH or XH? What is the, is XH 2.5 or 2.54? What is that? I'm gonna put a little bit of flux on here. Just a little bit. XH is 2.54, yeah. 0.1 millimeter, or 0.1 inch. Get some fresh solder on here to try to get it to suck out of there better. I don't know if I can get my fingers down here. Focus is terrible. The camera is terrible. I'll not book the red roof in though. Let's see if I can get any wicking going on without damaging. There's a tiny, tiny little capacitor over here. Oh, I got another idea I can use for this. Actually, it's probably gonna be better. I promise, I thought we would be done with Dancing Max, but we're not. We're almost done. I'll be right back. Have these, which are little stainless steel tubes basically. And what this can do is if you can get it around in between the terminal and the via, it'll break that connection. So we've got these guys, and whatever size will go around here, but will go into the in between on the via. Not that one, so it's got to be this one. So this green one. So what you do here, I think, I haven't used these much, I was told about them. Get this hot and push this down. Oops, shoot. Here, a little more. Didn't work. Is it going to end in a fireworks display? Oh no. Oh no. So this might not be quite the right size to go around that. The idea is the solder's not going to stick to the stainless, but I don't think it's quite the right size is the problem. I've been using flux. I got flux on there. I got more too. Let's see if we can see if any more will help. Let's see if I can get this. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think it's the right size is the problem. What temp is your iron set at? 600 F. That's usually what I solder at. Another thought I have here. Let's pull the plastic housing off the end here. I'm not going to be putting this back on. Just pull the housing off. Destructive. Oh, there we are. It's a little low for desoldering. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Everything else is fine here. So I just pulled this housing off. I'd already gotten it, either it's warmed up or loose, but now I should just be able to push these through, honestly. Let's turn this up a little bit then. Wow, those are really in there. Let's grab some tweezers on here or something and see if I can pull on it. Nope. Do I have something else I can grab with it? Ruin the board. Kind of tool before, what's it called? We'll solve the issue, go hot in the iron. I went a little hotter. Okay, so here, just a little bit of pressure. That's a bit. One more. There we go. One out. One is out. Oh, Charlie got up. There we go. Both of them are out. Yeah, I should get a desoldering station sometime, an actual. Now let's clean them up. Charlie. There's hot stuff here. He's looking for treats. There we go. Those are good. Now, what are all the stuff? You did a good job last time. You did too good a job last time. Yeah. Is that gonna focus? There we go. See, all cleared out. So now I'm gonna run a couple of wires in there instead, in a little pigtail. There's a little bit of solder on this side. Okay. Why not try XH header? What is the current capacity on a header? Will it even fit? Okay. Does that mean that we need to do another Dancing Max supervisor? Because that's where my XH headers are. Let's see if it'll fit. I'm not sure if it will, but I'll be right back one more time, last time. Okay, uno más. There's this. So, little XH header. Will that, well, it will. So do we do that? Or do we do a microfit? It is a perfect fit. What's the hot end current draw? Well, a Rapido peaks at what, 105 watts at 24 volts, so 5 amp or 4 amps. But it's a PTC heater, so it only sees that for just a tiny little bit of time. It is the same size as the black connectors. What's the current capacity of a JST XH? XH is 3 amp. 3 amps for a JST XH. Now, to be fair, what's the current capacity of this thing? This thing is itty bitty tiny. I don't know what. I think I'm gonna use the microfit. I'm gonna use the microfit. Put these things away. Oops, that's what I wanted. What are those tiny tools called? That's a good question. Are you talking about these things? That. Google Translate. Let's see what's on here. This is, it just says TEG 8-piece hollow something. I would try hollow desoldering needles is the search I would do. Here, let's find out. Let's find out. Amazon. Hollow desoldering needles. Hollow desoldering needles. Hollow desoldering tool. That's what it appears to be. And there looks like lots of options. They're not expensive, and they're not quality either. Some of these might be better quality, these $18 ones. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep with my original plan of, whoa, what am I pointing at? Of doing a microfit. So, I'm gonna put some of this stuff away. And I did bring over, I was prepared for this, bring over my wire box and my JST pieces. Nope. Bye. I'm going to use a little, hopefully I'm hoping to use some 20 gauge wire. Here's my spool. There's my spool of 20 gauge. I'm hoping I can get 20 gauge to fit in that. I'm using the wrong ruler. Yeah, where is my, oh, there it is. Here. There we go. Let's see if I can even get a 20 gauge wire to go into the PCB hole. So this is gonna go, oops, I'm gonna pull that out. Let's see if we can clean it out a little better. Are there microfit PCB mounted headers, or is it strictly a cable to cable system? There are PCB mount headers. There's one right there. The 4-pin on there is one. The 2-pin on a lot of the other Toolhead boards are. The BTT SB boards use microfit. Yep, they do. There's no real place to put that here. That's why I'm thinking a pigtail. But I want to. I think these holes can be cleaned up a little bit better. I think I can get a little better cleanup on them. Let's get it. Let's see if I can get it with the solder wick. With the solder wick. Nice. Oh, I'm not wanting to put too much pressure on this, but I didn't put enough. There we go, that's much better. Let's see if this will go in there. Yep, there we go. Almost on the other one. It needs a, what is this thing you're talking about? There we go. Now it'll fit. Now the wire fits in both. 20 gauge wire. Fits in there. Fits in. Amazing set of helping hands. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I do know what you're talking about. I've seen those. Okay. We are going to use a pigtail. It's going to sit on here and probably just go somewhere along the back here. So I probably want about 2 centimeters of wire sticking out the back. Let's go that. And cut 2 wires here of the same length. And then clamp 2 terminals on here. One. And 2. Put those in here. The small circuit board clamp that goes in your pan of ice. I actually have the circuit board pan of ice as well. I just never bring it out because I don't have a big use for it. Okay, so if that goes there, that's still a little too long. So let's shorten this a little bit. Yeah, I think I'll go right about there. Just gonna sit on the back side of this board somewhere and kind of zip tie to other wires that are going in here is my thought. If you want to completely clean the solder from the holes, you can drill it out with a thin drill. I got enough of it out. The 20 gauge wires here go in just fine. Okay, so now that's gonna go there, and that's gonna go. See, they fit in there just fine. So now, Charlie really wants out, so let me see about getting him out. You really want out. There you go. Now you can go out all on your own. Okay, so let's go here, here, then I think there. Not cheap, but tremendously useful. I got some. It's funny because I bought these readers just off of Amazon because they're only 2 times. But then I realized that my regular glasses I was wearing before are basically right around 2 times. So there's no reason for me not to just use these. Okay. There we go. Now that's just gonna go around like that. It's gonna somewhat obscure my reach of the reset button, but that's okay. It's gonna go basically like that. Okay, let's turn that off. Now we can get back to setting up the rest of it. What's that? Thought I heard something. Get some of this stuff out of the way so I can bring the printer back over. So is everybody going to be here for the Mark IV build tomorrow? I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Let's go here. This is gonna go here. I'll be here, I'll match you an Albanese gummy for every Haribo gummy. Okay, this is the thermistor. Let's go ahead and zip tie these. Here's my zip ties. Plan to do the complete build in one stream? No, I don't. The reason being is that one stream would be a very long stream, and I'm hoping, since it's an early kit build, it'll get some traffic from folks wanting to actually see the build. And it is tough for people to sit through a 6 or 8 hour stream. So the idea is for it to be hopefully a reference for folks, or at least entertainment. So my hope is 2 streams. What did I? Oh, that's funny. This is the zip tie I was just installing. This is the zip tie I've installed previously. I grabbed the wrong one, but that's an easy fix. I'll just do that. and that, and go in the right one. There we go. Oh, and this guy can go over here. These? Must be these. My daughter-in-law brought me a bag of Albanese frogs. I had to immediately hide them from grandkids. Oh yeah. I do like me some Albanese. I like them better than Haribos. I can't say that too out loud with the, what is going on here? Why is that? Oh, wrong one. Too out loud with the Mark IV just sitting over there. There it is. Duct tape and zip ties holds anything together. Oh, Albanese, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. They are, it is a brand. Okay, so that's gonna go there. These are gonna kind of go in between. So this guy, come back on here, I think. I don't eat candy, so I know nothing about sweets. I wish I could do that. I actually do. Okay, so let's see where all these end up going. It goes there. This one goes here. This one goes here. And this one comes around and goes here. And then I think the thermistor will go under here. And plug in right there. And this one will go through the same similar route. I was just checking flights to Earth. It's going to take me less time to fly there than to drive to the hotel from the airport. Wow. I wish. Okay, so let's just, do I have any zip tie spots on the side here? No. So just go right like that. And let's just cut that right there. David, hi Steve, could you greet me? How are you doing, David? Della Pasqua? Sorry, I'm sure I butchered that. Welcome. Thanks for being here. MK3 is awesome. Really want an MK4, but hard to justify when P1P is now $599. Yeah, for sure. My draw for buying the Mark IV is because I've had Mark IIIs, and it is the easiest way, the cheapest way to get into checking out the load cell, tool head, that kind of thing, rather than buying an XL. Okay, so that's there, and then this one wraps around, and that's gonna get a pretty short cut too. So that's there. I think I can pull these out and still get them through there afterwards. So let's pull these out so I can actually work on them, stripping the wires. I live about 5 minutes from BWI. Okay, that's those two, and then a couple of Microfit 3 terminals. Where did my tools go? Ah, there they are. Oh, wrong glasses. So that's going to go there. That. And this one. That. And a, yep. Make sure those are all the way inserted. There we go. That goes through there, and we'll plug in, and then this one. My wife's home, which means we're close to needing to be able to, end the stream because we are my father-in-law's birthday. There's that. Those are all PH. I need to find some XH terminals. You're very professional, and I really like the printers you build. I'm following you from Italy. Awesome. Very awesome. Okay. I have said this way too many times, but I do need to go get some XH terminals to finish this off before we can start it up and call it done. So one last, I promise this time, one last Dancing Max sitter. Okay, that was the last time. Yep, we've hit the limit. There's no more. But I got the terminals I needed. No more, I promise. And one more. Dancing Max is getting tired. Yep, we're worn him out. I'm gonna snag the black connector off the Rapido here. There we go. And put the black connector on here. There we go. Okay. That comes around, and right there, I believe. Okay, so that's plugged in. The last thing to plug in is the heater here. I think that is plenty clean enough. Let's get some zip ties around this bundle to hold things in place. One there, and one right here. Which wire strippers are those? They're Engineer PA07s, I think. Okay, that is clean. I have no complaints about that. That is clean. Put this back on. And there's a tie around here. Yeah, these are, oh, PA06, I'm sorry. They're Engineer PA06. Okay. Oh, that's not focused at all. That turned out, I don't know if you can see, but that turned out pretty darn clean. I'm pleased with that. Everything's there. It doesn't even need a zip tie to hold it. Everything's solid. Now, I need to tighten the Hotend here, but right now we're just going to power it up and make sure everything works. I have some Paladin strippers and they're just fine as well. Okay, let's power it up and wrap it up. And then I can start printing blaster parts on here. And then I'll print more blaster parts on the Mark IV when I get it built. Oh. You want to do a max flow rate test with it? Yes, that will be part of the testing. Okay, are we ready? Maybe I should do that before I power it on. Any sparks? Nope. Gotta always have the camera angle in case there's sparks. It's booting up. Don't forget Z offset. That's a good point. But I think I've said this a few times. At least the distance is the same on the repeato. Now I've moved things around. Z offset absolutely needs to be changed, needs to be corrected. But at least the overall length is the same, and that was cool to see. It's either the dragon length or the repeato length, depending on if it's high flow or normal flow. But, uh-oh. ADC out of range. Okay, I wonder what, for the first thing, do I actually have it plugged into the temperature sensor port? Oh, where's my keyboard? BTTEBB36 GitHub. EBB CAN, sure. EBB36, hardware, pin out. Which one is, so that's thermistor, and that's what I have it plugged into. Okay, now I gotta figure out what thermistor this had. Because the problem I'm having is ADC out of range. So let's look at the machine and printer config and make sure everything's plugged in. Yeah, it's in. What is the thermistor 104 NT? So what did this come with? That's a good question. Is it the same sensor as a repeato? Apparently not. Someone just touched your PEI build sheet. Yeah. I need to clean this anyway. When I rub it with the paper towel, it gets lots of fuzzies on it. I'm curious, is there anything I need to set on this for a PT1000? Is that the jumper I need to set if it's a PT1000? Lint, that's the word I was looking for. Well, let's see if it's a PT1000. Isn't it just... Here, let's do this. PT1123 and comment out. See what happens. It's 1.4 billion degrees. 140 million degrees. Is there a tiny jumper? It's not giving me a error yet. That's a little odd. That's really odd. 139 million degrees. $140 million C. That's not great. So what is this thing? Is this a... Let's go back here. User's guide. Hot enough for PLA. Is that jumper for PT1000? What is that jumper for? The thermistor can select the pull-up resistor value via jumper, and this way it can support PT1000. Okay, so let's just try that. See if I can get some tweezers in here without shorting something out. Oops. There we go. That's on. It shouldn't make that much of a difference, so something else is going on. Let's firmware restart. Nope. Something is going on. What does this thing have? Is it possible it has a PT100? How can I tell? Okay. I don't think it actually has. Let's pull this jumper out. Product specs, yeah, that's the problem. The product specs aren't public. I don't know what it actually came with. What I do want to try is go into machine just for another guess. And go generic 3950 and just see what it says. Save and restart. Nope. So I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to send my contact a message. There isn't an example config build. This isn't, well, here's another thing I can try. Let's go to one more thing I can try. Let's see what they used for the XG. Let's go to machine, and I think I've got it here. Where's the extruder? Oh, maybe it's not here. Maybe I moved it. Yeah. It's in here. It's a 104 NT. Is that what I had before? Is that what I had before and it messed up? Yeah, 104 NT. So I don't know. Don't know what it is. I do have a little pile of things that it came with, but I don't think there was any documentation in there. Infusion of iron. When we plugged the PT1000 in there, it didn't work either. So let me find out. At this point though, we've gone 4 hours on a member stream. Hopefully just kind of hanging out and messing around. So we tried PT1000 and that's what we got the 140 million C value from. So I'm not even 100% sure it's functional. So it's a beta 50,000. So anyway, I think we're gonna call it. This is longer than I expected to go, but I wasn't expecting to do 2 things either. Start getting hungry and eat Charlie treat. I am a little hungry. Tomorrow we will be starting the Mark IV build. And I mean, like I said, I'm really looking forward to that. So we'll probably go four-ish hours tomorrow. Hopefully split it up into two streams at about that length for that build. After that, there's a few things coming up. We're still trying to figure out the VZBot build with me and Daniel, Modbot. Once we know how that's gonna go, I'll let you know. Rook build, a Voron Zero Bowden build that I wanna do. And yeah, so thank you everybody. And thank you for the Charlie well wishes. Like I said, we'll continue. He's getting daily treat. He's getting all the snuggles. Maybe not all he wants, but he's getting a lot. So, are you going to stream Cynthia or do a video? Possible, Apollo. I should. I'd like to. It might be one of those I just do a random weekday stream. It depends on what else is going on. It's possible it might be July's stream too. Charlie's Angel stream. We'll see. Does the Drop Effect XG have the same heater setup? Yes, but that thermistor isn't working, so now I got to figure out why. So, anyway, thanks everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being members. Really appreciate it. We will see you all hopefully tomorrow. Have a good rest of your weekend, and happy Canada Day. And if I don't see you, happy 4th of July. So, coming up Tuesday. So, bye.